there, welcome back to my channel, Phoenix Rising Alchemical Tarot. I wanted to hop on real quick while I still have some daylight. The sun is going down fast. It's evening, although you probably can't tell. Anyway, I wanted to hop on real quick. I didn't prepare anything, but I don't know if anyone heard about this moon. So on the 25th, the moon is supposed to pair up with two bright planets to form a smiley face in the sky. Okay, so guess what two bright planets they're gonna be? There's gonna be Venus and Saturn paired up with the moon, and it's gonna look like a smiley face. So I kind of wanted to touch on that and share a little bit of that dynamic with you, and maybe pull a couple cards and see what spirit has as advice or something to prepare for. So anyway, two dynamic planets, Venus and Saturn. So we all know that Venus, and we just had our full moon in Venus not even a couple weeks ago, but and then Venus going, was it full moon? I'm talking nonsense. I meant Venus going to our full moon in Libra, which is ruled by Venus, and then Venus going direct in Pisces. Okay, let me not confuse this. So anyway, we know that Venus is associated with love, relationships, beauty, harmony, money, abundance. Think the Empress when you think of Venus. And Saturn, which is also a very powerful, dynamic planet, is, if you think of Saturn ruling time and discipline, structure, karma. So it's kind of grounding and heavy and serious and mature. And so they're kind of two interesting dynamics. And then you have the moon, which it's not going to be full, it's just a little sliver of a moon, but the moon in tarot represents some hidden aspects, and fear, insecurities, some hidden things, the unknown. So it's an interesting mix. Of course, Venus and the moon are both feminine aspects. I'm pretty sure Saturn's masculine, masculine. But so what this means, or some energies that could be playing out that you may be experiencing within your lives and in your relationships, is a dynamic of either, and this kind of falls along the theme too of the full moon in Libra that just passed, but it could kind of shine a light on some things in your relationship, and either it's it'll highlight some of you have a strong and secure relationship, or it'll highlight some where you have challenges and maybe some problems due to fear, insecurities, and stuff like that around commitment, maybe some commitment issues. And then with Saturn, it puts a spin on him having to do with responsibilities and love, and I guess your role with how you show up. So what else did I write? Let's see if I wrote anything else down that I don't want to forget. The focus of the focus of Saturn is going to be long term. Think long term, and lifelong goals, and also delays. Where you could see where you're being hung up or delayed, or maybe stagnant, and take a look at some of those aspects and see what needs adjustments in your life or changing. Some people may be finding that their relationships are ending, and I'm so sorry if that's happening, but ultimately it's all for, the universe doesn't work against you, it works for you. So I know it's hard, it's easier said than to say that when, and understand it and see it from that lens when you're actually in the thick of it and going through it. And it could be painful and heavy to deal with, but, and allow yourself to feel that. I mean, truly, as long as you need, unapologetically, no doubt. But um, the sooner you can transmute any heavy, sad, low vibrational energy, the better it'll be for you and around you too. But and one way to do that, the quickest way to do that, one of the quickest ways to do that is to shift your perspective and maybe get a broader scope of it and recognize that life's not happening to you, it's happening for you. And relationships, maybe they're obviously coming to an end for a reason. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's forever for some. Maybe it'll come back around when you're in alignment, but usually that tower hits because something's not in alignment and there's some faulty foundation that needs to be addressed and fixed. And so you have to have that tower, deal with it however you deal with it, and either move on or come back together. So it's really, it's hard when you're dealing with those emotions, when you're in the middle of it, in the thick of it. But again, the sooner you can transmute any heavy negative emotions that are going on within you and allow yourself to feel them and go through you, not hang on to. That's the whole purpose of feeling, allowing yourself to feel your emotions, because it's like, if you think of it like the cup suit in tarot, water. Water represents emotions, right? And it should very much be like that. You should very much so think of emotions being like that. They come through you, but don't allow them to stick. They shouldn't. I read something in psychology. I can't remember. I can't quote, but it was something along the lines of. Something along the lines of when you feel an emotion, you can't hold on to it. It doesn't last unless you hold on to it. It doesn't last any more than a couple of seconds. So I don't know. Take that as you will, but or do feel free to do your own research or comment in the comments. But it should only be the emotion that comes through you. It hits you like waves, and the only way for them to hang around and stick longer is if you focus on it. Otherwise, just allow it to pass through you and continue. When dealing with grief, and I know this from experience, when dealing with grief, it's a lot harder because you're feeling it more on a consistent basis and allowing your body time to heal from whatever trauma you may have experienced. For me, it was losing my husband. And there's been other occasions in my life where I've dealt with trauma, but I accredit that to jolting me into my awakening, and ultimately I feel like I died too. And so ultimately awakening and having to pretty much come back from death, bring myself alive. And that's another story, but it definitely calls for an alchemical process that happens within. And it's only people who have experienced that can explain it, and it's different for everyone. Everyone's healing process and time frame and modality and reason for grieving are different. And but anyway, the point that I'm making is allow yourself to grieve if you're going through grief, and feel your emotions and let them pass through you, rather than holding on tightly to them and burying them and, holding on to it as an item or something to keep, that's all. That's all. So anyway, I'm not going to keep going on and on about that. Hopefully you get it. And if you don't, it's okay too. But moving on. So with Saturn and Venus and that dynamic, it's really going to shed some light on some areas of focus in your relationships, much like how the full moon in Libra revealed, and we're still dealing with that too, like the aftermath of that was supposed to reveal like some of the similar themes of what you need to let go of in your relationships, what's no longer serving you. So it's kind of a continuation of that. Yeah, in depth. So anyway, I'm going to pull a couple cards, maybe no more than three, but I'm thinking like one or two, just two. And then I'm also going to see if something comes out of, for this, the Romance Angels Oracle deck by Maureen Virtue. In fact, I'll pull that first for the collective. This is my love deck. Thank you, Spirit. What message do you have for the collective? What might the collective be dealing with or need to let go of during this time? What is the energy for the highest good of the collective? One more shuffle this way. All right. Here's one. I just realized I forgot my microphone. My microphone wasn't broken at all. I just didn't know how to use it apparently. Well, I know how now, but I just forgot to put it on. Okay, so we got a couple cards for you guys. You've got Passion, which is to be expected when Venus is in the mix. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Yeah, focus on the positive as much as you can. Attraction. Ooh. Venus is all about beauty. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Yes, be in the now. It's hard to be in a state of apathy when you're in a state of gratitude. It's actually impossible. You can't be in one state and the other at the same time. Try it. You can't. You deserve love. You all deserve love. There's somebody out there. Even if you don't have somebody romantic, love yourself. Be like the 9 of effing Pentacles and love yourself. Love yourself like you couldn't love any other. You are lovable, is what it says. All right. So, and then at the bottom of this deck we have true love. Ooh. So ultimately, that's what that does. When you work on yourself, you honor what your boundaries are and set those boundaries. Have realistic goals, long-term goals within your relationship. And where am I going with that? Who knows? I don't even know. My relationships are a continued work in progress. Yeah. All right. So that's all I'm gonna pull from that romance deck. It's such a pretty deck. It has the gold foil edges. Yeah. All right. Next, I'm gonna pull a couple tarot for you just to see, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Anything for the highest good? What message can we bring forth today? Thank you. It's supposed to be a really feel-good time overall. So, we've been dealing with some really heavy energies lately. It's supposed to be a pretty balanced good energy type feel. I love, we're in Taurus season now. We're out of Aries, but there we go. But Taurus season is pretty grounded, you know. I feel like Aries season, it was kind of like a whirlwind. In fact, March and April just flew by. I mean, we're already almost done with April. Ooh, okay, so we got the Eight of Wands and Judgment and the Ten of Wands. Okay, so some of y'all are working hard, exhausted, exhausted. All right, so Eight of Wands is all about swiftness, fast acting, communication, coming to you. Maybe you're waiting on some communication, some important communication. I like these cards because it tells you like the different categories. I kind of touched on them on one of my readings. I don't know if it was the last one or the one before that. But in career, it has to do with expansion and travel. So some of y'all might want to travel or maybe traveling, but it's about expansion too. I can't remember what Jupiter is doing right now, but I believe Jupiter's in the mix as well. In finances, it's a good time for financial investment. Has to do with the solar plexus, so it's fiery, creative energy still that you're dealing with, but it has to do with fast movement and quick decisions. So maybe sudden changes and excitement. That's great. And with Judgment, our only major arcana out here, Judgment is like awakening, rebirth, renewal, self-evaluation, evaluating those relationships. See, you know, that reminds me of Saturn, you know, taking a deep look at, you know, what your long-term goals are and what your priorities are, how you're prioritizing yourself, and what's important to you. Awakening, renewal, purpose, reflection, reckoning. In career, it has to do with transformation. Some of you may be deciding to change careers like drastically. I mean, I'm recently going through that. I've been doing medical billing and coding for over 25 years now, or about 25 years, and I'm no longer in alignment with that. Who I am is no longer in alignment with what that entailed, and there was a total disconnect there, total disconnect. So anyway, some of you may be coming to those terms that, oh my gosh, I am, after going through an awakening and realizing I'm no longer in alignment with what I've been doing for the last 30, 40 years. I need something totally new. This isn't gonna do it. This isn't gonna do it. And that's okay. It's a good time to do that. It's a good time to see what's in alignment with you and how you can bridge those gaps between, you know, we have all these compartmentalizations in our lives. You know, we have our work life, our family life, our love life, or, you know, our social life, all those different compartmentalizations. Some don't even have all those, but wouldn't it be nice if it was more consolidated and all in the same? Wouldn't it be nice to love what you do and that be your entertainment as well as your social time? In however you design that, whatever that means to you, however that looks to you. And people are tired. So it's like waking up to maybe not working harder, but smarter. Ten of Wands is burden, responsibility. This also reminds me of Saturn being in the mix. Burden, responsibility, duty, stress, obligation, burnout, struggles. Yeah. In career, it has to do with completion and release. It is number 10. 10 is about, you know, completion and or new beginnings. It reduces to a 1. Also in love, it says in love, burdens and responsibility. And we were just talking about, you know, how with Venus, that's the dynamic that, you know, is that with Venus and Saturn in such close proximity to the moon. Yeah. So, in finances, financial strain, some people may be waking up to the idea that, like I said, their jobs are no longer fulfilling them. But not only that, no longer providing. People are tired of living paycheck to paycheck, wondering how. Okay, and then seeing other, the younger generations, and even older. Like there's no limit to the age. Really, there's no limit to what anybody could do now. It's with the internet and all these different platforms, YouTube, for example, TikTok, Instagram, all these different platforms where you've got people in their 80s and 90s making videos. I love it. I absolutely love it. I just watched a video the other day with I think she was 95. The woman was 95 and she's been doing yoga her whole life. So she's got a body, she's stretching, she's doing the flips, she's doing all the yoga moves, and she's 95. I wish I could do some of the moves that she was doing, and I've been doing yoga. So a lot of y'all are, seeing that there's other ways to do things, in that you're burnt out. You're burnt out. Who ain't burnt out? So yeah, that's what spirit is saying, that there's fast, swift moving action and decisions and communication. There's a huge awakening. With this being a major arcana, it's huge, it's massive. It's not something that can be ignored. There's a huge awakening, and it's going to release some of these heavy burdens, because it's going to show you where you've been carrying way too much, and you don't have to do that anymore. You can let some of those go. Let some of those go. And the things that you can't let go, start divulging in ways. These are ideas too, and ways of how to work smarter and not harder. So anyway, that's what I have for you. I hope this helps. I hope that this resonated. And if it did, please leave in the comments how it did. It'll help not only anybody else listening, but it helps me too. It helps me to know that I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I'm part of this collective as well. So not only does it help others with your comments, but it also helps me too. So if you were new, please, and it did resonate, please feel to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're returning, thank you, and I'll see you back. All right, much love. Bye bye.